The Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962 stands as a pivotal moment in history, teetering on the brink of nuclear catastrophe. This confrontation between the United States and the Soviet Union was ignited over the deployment of Soviet nuclear missiles in Cuba, a mere 90 miles from U.S. shores. Amid the Cold War's chill, the early 1960s geopolitical landscape was a tinderbox of tension. The ideological battle between capitalism and communism had divided the globe, setting the stage for a conflict where the stakes could not be higher. The crisis was thrust into the public eye when American U-2 spy planes captured clear photographic evidence of Soviet missile bases under construction in Cuba. This discovery confirmed the worst fears of the U.S. administration and marked a significant escalation in the Cold War. Responding to this grave challenge, President John F. Kennedy took to the airwaves. In a sobering address to the nation, he revealed the existence of the missile sites to the American public and the world, outlining the U.S. response and demanding the withdrawal of the missiles. The United States responded decisively by imposing a naval blockade around Cuba, intending to prevent any further Soviet missile shipments from reaching the island. This act of brinkmanship pushed the two superpowers closer to conflict, highlighting the precariousness of the situation. Behind the scenes, the U.S. and the Soviet Union engaged in intense negotiations to resolve the Cuban Missile Crisis. The world watched in anxious anticipation as both superpowers sought a diplomatic solution to avoid nuclear war. President John F. Kennedy played a crucial role by publicly exposing the presence of Soviet missiles in Cuba. This bold move not only informed the international community, but also set the stage for a high-stakes diplomatic standoff. To prevent further Soviet missile shipments to Cuba, the U.S. imposed a naval blockade around the island. This decisive action signaled the U.S.'s commitment to containing the crisis, heightening tensions, but also pushing both sides toward negotiation. Fidel Castro's Cuba found itself at the heart of a global crisis, serving as the unexpected stage for the Cold War's most dangerous confrontation. Castro's alignment with the Soviet Union had far-reaching implications, drawing the island nation into the geopolitical fray. Kennedy and Khrushchev exchanged secret correspondence throughout the crisis, seeking to navigate the tense situation without resorting to military action. This private dialogue was pivotal in reaching a peaceful resolution, highlighting the importance of direct communication in international diplomacy. The United Nations played a pivotal role in the Cuban Missile Crisis, serving as an essential platform for diplomatic dialogue. Through tense negotiations and impassioned pleas for peace, the UN helped to mediate between the superpowers, highlighting the importance of international diplomacy in resolving such a perilous standoff. The U.S. military, on high alert, prepared for a potential invasion of Cuba, with the DEFCON system escalating to reflect the imminent threat of nuclear war. This readiness underscored the gravity of the situation, as military forces stood on the brink, awaiting orders that could have sparked a global catastrophe. Soviet intentions behind the placement of missiles in Cuba were multifaceted, aiming not only to bolster their strategic position, but also to protect Cuba from perceived American aggression. This move, however, drastically misjudged the U.S. response, leading to one of the most dangerous standoffs in history. Within the Kennedy administration, a rigorous decision-making process unfolded, balancing the demands of diplomacy against the stark realities of military preparedness. This period of intense deliberation revealed the complexities of leadership during a crisis, as advisors debated the best course to avert a nuclear conflict. The Cuban Missile Crisis significantly altered U.S.-Soviet relations, marking a turning point towards more diplomatic engagements. The resolution, which saw the removal of Soviet missiles in exchange for a U.S. pledge not to invade Cuba, paved the way for a cautious easing of Cold War tensions. The resolution of the Cuban Missile Crisis marked a turning point in Cold War history. The United States and the Soviet Union agreed to remove their respective missiles from Cuba and Turkey, effectively easing the immediate threat of nuclear confrontation. This agreement was reached after intense negotiations, showcasing diplomacy's critical role in averting disaster. In the aftermath of the crisis, both superpowers recognized the need for better communication and crisis management. The establishment of a direct hotline between Washington and Moscow, known as the Red Phone, was a significant step towards reducing the risk of future misunderstandings leading to conflict. The Cuban Missile Crisis also had a profound impact on popular culture and media, embedding itself into the collective consciousness. Films, books, and television programs have since explored the tension and drama of those 13 days, serving as reminders of how close the world came to nuclear war. Espionage and intelligence played crucial roles during the crisis, with reconnaissance photos and intercepted communications providing the evidence needed to confront the Soviet Union. These activities highlighted the importance of intelligence agencies in national security and the precarious balance of power during the Cold War. The crisis indirectly led to the Nuclear Test Ban Treaty of 1963, as the near brush with nuclear war emphasized the need for arms control. This treaty, prohibiting nuclear tests in the atmosphere, outer space, and underwater, marked a significant step towards curbing the nuclear arms race. The Cuban Missile Crisis played a pivotal role in shaping the trajectory of nuclear arms control agreements. Its stark reminder of nuclear devastation's imminence spurred nations towards a more concerted effort to prevent such a catastrophe through treaties and diplomatic dialogue. Reflections on this historical event underscore its legacy as a close call that brought humanity to the brink of annihilation. It serves as a constant reminder of the importance of diplomatic channels, mutual understanding, and the critical need for nuclear disarmament to ensure global peace.